Alright, now we get on to a very complicated form of dual, also known as the dual wave. Now, I call it the most complicated. It's not actually that difficult to make a dual wave, an asymmetrical one at least, but the problem is that no one knows how to do it properly. People have tried doing it properly, but people always opt out just to make symmetrical dual waves, or just a dual wave that is just one mini, one big, and they just do a crystal pattern. I mean, you could do that. It's something at least to do with a dual wave. But other than that, it seems on the surface that there's nothing. However, there is one thing that is very important to note with the dual wave. There it is. The true magnum opus of the dual wave, also known as the twin waves. The twin waves is single-handedly your lifesaver when it comes to making dual wave gameplay, because there's just nothing else. Unlike the robot and spider, when you enter a dual wave with two icons that are same gravity, like this UFO and cube, if you enter a wave portal with both icons same gravity, they don't default to the opposite gravity again. They stay they stay the same gravity and do this twin wave pattern like you see in Arcturus and Calculator Core and other levels. But what's very important to note is that you can't always rely on dual wave as a wave section. Yes, you could try to. It's something. If you're trying to make a hard demon or insane demon, then it's also it is a good way to just have filler. A twin wave is very good for that, along with other duals that I mentioned. But twin wave is more useful for asymmetrical duals that have like a spam section in a fast part of the song, like Arcane did. And there's also one thing that I always do in my levels. I'm pretty sure most of you have probably noticed, but let's just demonstrate, for example. This is what dual wave patterns should look like. One mini and the other is big. And when they both are same gravity, they create this crystal pattern that you see here, and it is perfect for sync-based gameplay. It is brilliant gameplay design. Now, in order to make something like this, they have to be separated more. You cannot have it like this, where they're more together, because that just kind of ruins the purpose. It doesn't look as cool. Yes, you could still do it. Yes, it is still better, but in reality, there's just a better alternative. Why go for, this poor man's dual wave crystal pattern thing, when you could easily just add some D blocks and then just have it consistent, have a sync-based part. It's perfect. Now, of course, there's always dual waves like in dual travel, where it's just a complex D blocks everywhere. The one wave is mini, one is big, they're both same gravity, then they change gravity, and then go back to same gravity. I'm not gonna make that in this tutorial because that just takes way too much effort. You need lots of playtesting to make those types of duels, and I do recommend making them, but you have to be a dual savvy in order to actually create them. I mean, I've been making duels for a long time, so I feel like I'm qualified enough to make something like that. But generally, here's what you want to stick by.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting, and they had to hire a new one.
Alright, that took a long time, but this is generally what you want to make. Now, don't make something that's exactly like this. This is just showing the examples of what types of dual waves you can make. The one where it's mini and big, you make this crystal pattern. The regular twin waves as seen as Arcturus and Calculator Core and whatever else. And there's the there's the mini twin waves, you could do that. And generally, you want to transition out of something like this via D blocks, because if you transition out of two dual waves, twin waves, and whatever, and into a portal that forces, well, technically all of them force the icons to be separate gravity. So that is why you should probably make a little passage here with D blocks, and then add your portal at the end. That concludes the dual wave tutorial. And in reality, dual waves, you should really try experimenting with the twin waves. Don't make them opposite gravity. You just don't get any interesting results out of that. And twin waves is generally seen as a cool gimmick to use in levels, and hard demon and higher. So yeah, this is definitely a very good gimmick to try.